In every storybook, characters always have to overcome a series of challenges, eventually reaching a predetermined happy ending. But life isn't a pre-written story. There is no saying when hardships will come or go. There isn't a promised happy ending.
But whether in a story or in real life, we all need a good friend. Through the thick and the thin, a good friend will always be the constant helping hand. Like a lifetime friend, Enactus Durham has become part of the narratives of over 600 lives, meaning that there is no challenge that is faced alone and no limits to our resilience.
This year at Enactus Durham, our resilience amongst the turbulent times of COVID-19 was fostered by the identity that we share as a team, striving to make a difference in the stories of all of those around us by finding opportunities where there seemed to be none.
I'm Edmondo.
I'm Francoise.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Sasha. And as a community of friends and as friends of the communities we support, we continuously forge resilience together. Today we will be sharing the stories of our 3 projects: the Ugly Fruit Group, Shakti and the Incubation Team. In each of these projects, resilience has manifested itself in its own unique way, but has fundamentally achieved lifetime impact.
Our first chapter this year begins close to home.
When will I next be able to see my grandma?
When will lectures restart?
When can I next go to the pub?
For 8.4 million people in the UK, the questions asked this pandemic have been very different.
Where will I get my next meal?
Have we got enough food?
Is there enough for me as well as my kids?
At the Ugly Fruit Group, we aim to bridge this gap, tackling both food waste and food insecurity in County Durham. Is it fair that some of us can throw away edible fruit and vegetables for aesthetics alone, whilst others aren't sure how to feed themselves or their family? At the Ugly Fruit Group, we think not.
If a red onion is below 40 millimetres in diameter, it cannot be sold. And 1 in every 4 apples are wasted for not being perfectly red and ripe. In the UK, almost 45% of food is thrown away before it even reaches the supermarket shelves due to its aesthetics alone. And in the UK, almost 8.5 million people live in food poverty.
Meanwhile, research has shown a 110% increase in food bank use over the pandemic, on top of a 75% increase in demand for emergency food packages between 2014 and 2019. Food insecurity is rampant.
Another issue is that emergency food supplies deal almost solely in non-perishable goods, which lack nutritional content. Our needs assessment showed that the average food bank parcel provides 50% less than the recommended daily amount of vitamins, and 80% of food bank users were worried that they did not eat their 5 a day. Children can't concentrate on their education when their bodies lack the necessary nutrients. If you are constantly exhausted and underfed, sustaining a job and doing it well becomes a mammoth task.
At the Ugly Fruit Group, we use surplus food to fight food poverty and provide food bank users with proper nourishment, tackling 5 Sustainable Development Goals. Our project currently supports 3 beneficiary groups: Durham Food Bank, Hartlepool Food Bank, and Burbank Community Centre, also in Hartlepool. Within Durham, around 1,500 people are fed by the food banks every month, each of them having their own individual story.
We support these groups firstly by collecting surplus fruit and vegetables from our local partner organisations, including a large supermarket in Dragonville and JR Holland, a catering food service provider. We also receive one-off donations from local producers and wholesalers.
The best quality produce is donated to our beneficiary groups. The produce with a shorter shelf life is processed into marketable products such as juices, jams, pickles and cakes. These are sold at a local plastic-free store, Scoop Durham, and all profits go towards growing and maintaining our project.
This year, the Ugly Fruit Group has continued to grow despite the pandemic setbacks. Our source of resilience was to adapt and change our operations to ensure a continuous impact. The Ugly Fruit Group has saved over 675 kilograms of fruit and vegetables this year, equivalent to 1,700 kilograms of CO2 emissions. Collecting more produce has enabled us to support a further 2 organisations, donating over 1,800 portions of fruit and vegetables. This is a 300% increase compared to last year and equates to 260 more people receiving their 5 a day.
Our impact has been achieved by the massive growth of our team. We went from having just 5 members to a team of over 50 in just over a year. With £6,500 in funding, we now have our own warehouse space and rent a professional kitchen where we produce our products.
Our partnership this year with Scoop Durham has garnered £296 in revenue, and a partnership with the university has given us access to a large fleet of vehicles, allowing us to expand the distance in which we operate.
The Ugly Food Group model is easily scalable, and our growth plans to expand our success involve reinvesting our earnings to improve our infrastructure, launching our products into new stores, and expanding our outreach by partnering with primary schools.
In the long term, we hope to process an increased volume of produce around County Durham and grow our social media presence to promote healthy diets which are economically viable.
We are doing our bit in crafting a happy ending for our beneficiaries. Now more families have a healthy dinner on their plates. More children are focusing better in school, and more stories are being changed for the long term.
In our second chapter, let us share our story of friendship and resilience, 4,758 miles from home.
2 years ago, we visited India. Here we met women who were victims of burnings and unable to find employment. We also witnessed 2 other widespread issues concerning the lack of menstrual health for schoolgirls and high pollution caused by incinerated fabric waste.
These realisations led us to create our project, Shakti, in September 2019. We addressed these problems with a sustainable, simple and realistic solution that covers 6 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Today, we will share Sunga's story with you and how Shakti has provided burn victims like herself with resilience.
On our visit, we met Sunga, a 24-year-old woman whose husband doused her in kerosene, resulting in severe 3rd-degree burns on her body. As a result of her physical appearance, she was ostracised by society and abandoned by her family.
In India, we estimated 7 million people suffer from injuries annually, of which 700,000 require hospital admission and 140,000 are fatal. We experienced stories of accidental and purposeful burnings which, according to national data, predominantly affect women. When we spoke to Sunga, she wanted to be confident again and to return to normal life. Disfigurement breeds not only loss of confidence, but also unemployment. The burn victims can often struggle to get jobs when they leave homes due to lack of rehabilitation and social prejudice against their appearance.
Resilient against her hardships, Sunga joined the Shakti project along with other female burn victims that we work with at the National Burn Centre in Mumbai. We train these burn victims to stitch undergarments. Here, Shakti creates a consensual, comfortable and safe environment for the affected woman, employing them with a stable salary, which is not the norm in India.
Shakti also addresses a second problem that affects schoolgirls across India. In India, schoolgirls own only an average of 2 pairs of undergarments, and in 5% of cases, the most underprivileged children do not own any at all.
Visiting schools in Mumbai, we discovered that women receive incomplete education due to menstrual disruption. 23 million schoolgirls drop out of school each year because of poor menstrual hygiene facilities in India. After making the undergarments, Sunga distributes them to underprivileged schoolgirls for free, teaching girls about the importance of sanitary health. This year, Shakti has garnered £1,000 worth of donations, which has supported Sunga and 3 other women, and has facilitated the creation of 10,000 pieces in 2,000 packs of underwear. So far, 500 packs of underwear have been distributed to 500 schoolgirls, which has simultaneously restored the sense of self-worth and confidence of both the schoolgirls and women.
After rehabilitation with Shakti, we offer the women that we support a number of options to ensure that they are continuously empowered. They can move to Gujarat to work with Shakti's partner in a sewing factory. They can receive a sewing machine to continue sewing at home, or they can form a cooperative in Mumbai.
Our project also tackles environmental problems concerning waste fabric, as around 35% of materials in the supply chain end up as landfill waste. Shakti has partnered with Jojo Maman Bebe, which provides us with their excess fabric waste to make the undergarments. This year we have saved 100 kilograms of fabric waste, making Shakti both environmentally and financially sustainable.
The problems Shakti tackles have remained or even been further exacerbated by COVID-19. Nevertheless, we have still maintained our operations, restarting in September 2020, and have also expanded our capabilities.
We've also extended our social media outreach and featured in 2 major student newspapers and the local Durham newspaper. Partnering with the Edinburgh Feminist Society, we have been increasing awareness beyond our university through panel discussions. And in the upcoming months, we will be developing new corporate partnerships. We are striving to put new words into the stories of Shakti women, providing them with resilience through stability.
There are even more future chapters that will be featured in Enactus Durham's story.
The incubation team, the team to inspire new ideas, has taken on an entirely new definition of resilience: creativity, imagination, and innovation. Since June 2020, the incubation team has grown to over 35 members, working across 7 different projects, which cover 10 sustainable development goals. We've also secured £1,400 in funding, which will help us to impact the lives of hundreds of people from all around the world.
The projects will start making an impact from June 2021, each being their own unique chapters that will create new lifetime friendships.
The world seems unrecognisable. Yes, the narrative may have changed, but what has remained the same is who we are as Enactus Durham.
As a team of 87 members, we are all united with a shared vision to make a lifetime impact over 600 individual stories.
And it is this constant, shared identity that has been the source of our resilience.
Through adaptability to support more food banks, stability to support more schoolgirls, and creativity to support new beneficiaries, there have been no limits to what Enactus Durham's resilience has achieved, with plenty more stories to come. Thank you.